Hi everyone and welcome back to the Brick Bods. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This weekend we're going to head to Bricktastic in Manchester for our second display of the Coral Reef mock, and so I thought I'd take you along on the prep that I've done this week for getting that ready. I won't show you the mock itself because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who is planning on coming, but I will do a full overview of the mock next week as part of my Bricktastic review. So been up and checked on the mock, which is on the spare bedroom bed in a few pieces, but not too many pieces. It's definitely recoverable. There's just a few bits that have fallen off, and obviously it does come apart into pieces to start with anyway, so that's fine. So we're happy with where we're at. But after Swindon, we thought we needed to put a few more things into the Coral Reef. We had a few suggestions, so we just need to get on with that. So I've got this box of parts here that I think is just random piles of things that I found on the floor, including a whole load of things that came in the post for things like the Coral Reef. And as we're displaying the Coral Reef this weekend, I figured I'd go through this quickly and try and find as many pieces that I can sort of give to Ian to add a few more bits into that, just to beef it up from the last time we showed it, make it a bit more densely populated, and actually put these parts to good use. So I'll see how many I can find. So one of the things that I forgot about completely that we wanted to incorporate into the Coral Reef was all of the plant life that you find in the Avatar sets. So we bought all but one of the first wave of the Avatar sets, and each sort of set seems to come with like a little part of the Pandora greenery, I guess, or scenery, because it's not very green, it's very colourful, and that's why I think it's going to work really well under the sea. You've also got some really good shapes here, so that's like seaweed shapes, and they've used lots of different part recolours to just make it really fancy. You've also got the glow-in-the-dark elements, so we've got glow-in-the-dark carrots here. I'm not entirely sure that's a glow-in-the-dark crown, but there are glow-in-the-dark crowns, but it could be. Those look more glow-in-the-dark to me straight away, but I'm a little bit sad because we built all the sets and I haven't managed to put it all together in one big sort of planet type thing to really sort of get the effect of all that colour. And I know Ian's going to completely destroy these sets and take all these parts out and put them in the Coral Reef before I get the chance. So I'm a little sad about that, but I'm sure there are other people who have put them together and I can just have a look at those. But yeah, it would be ridiculous not to put these into the mock because there's so much lovely colour and shapes that need to be incorporated. So that's definitely the first thing to add in. Since our last show, Ian has actually built a Creator 3-in-1, I think it's underwater creatures set, and so this has got to go in there somewhere. This octopus, it's lost an eye, which is a slight issue. Oh, I'm sure we can find that. But I mean, look at the tentacles on this. And I know Ian wants to sort of use this as like a kraken type thing, maybe on a shipwreck. So I don't know if he'll manage to get that in time for Manchester, but hopefully before the Black Country Book Show we can get that one in. We've also got the ray that came, because we've got two versions of that set to make sure that we got maximum sea creatures. It's a little on the large side, but I think it'll be alright. That set actually did come with this as well, which is very sort of coral reefy, but I don't know if it looks a bit too blocky to be incorporated, but I'm sure we can give it a go. And then the result of me looking through upstairs is I've got these two pots of things. So we definitely got the feedback last time. There was not enough treasure in the shipwreck, so I've got 3 different treasure chests, and I am stealing Lego from the girls. Don't tell them, it'll be fine. And there was also not enough skeletons, so I've got just a normal skeleton and then one with like air tanks on, so maybe that was an old deep sea diver. I found some just general pieces, seaweedy pieces, and I found a video mermaid. I also found her hair, but that was in the girls' supply. She's one of my favourites, so I'm debating whether to put her under the water or not because I really don't want her to go missing, but she might be in there as well. And then I just found all the sort of recent parts I got from the pad wall. I thought that bush, that's from the, I think, windmill set, the Bricklink windmill. I thought that would be quite nice under the sea. Some neon elements, don't know how Ian can incorporate them. I've definitely seen people doing stuff with flags, so I've got a bunch of flags. And then we've got these, they were on the wall recently. And I got some of the sort of more creepier plant bits because we do have the shipwrecked area. It's down sort of more in the depths of the sea. So I thought that would work there. And then I've got this little squid thing I just found on... Oh, squid? Maybe squid. I don't know. It's only got 4 tentacles. But I thought that looked good. I'm wondering if we can get the Duplo fish in somewhere because the Duplo fish makes me laugh. And I found another... Does he go under the water? This bit's the bit that's making me unsure, but he might be a deep sea exploration fixer kind of guy. This is from the Ariel's Underwater Palace set. I thought he was quite good. I just wish he had a mouth. And then I found lots of different leaves and different colours, and these pieces, I really want to see where Ian puts those because they look like some sort of creature on the bottom. I've got more hoses. I've got some turbans, although I think Ian's already put the turbans in. And I've got some of the bobbly heads. All these things that we've been sort of holding to use and not actually got in there. I thought these ones look quite nice as well. And we've got a variety of different colours of heads to give it a little bit of colour to sort of attach those on. A whole bunch of sort of smoke pieces. These are from like Monkey Kids sets, I believe. Got some in blue as well. I don't know whether we should have some ducks on the top of the water. I don't really know how we're going to do that, but I thought that they would be quite cute. I've got a bunch of those as well. And then I don't know if you recognise these, but these are from the Build a minifigure. There was a little bat boy. So Ian wants to try and get those in, so I've removed those from the bat boys to see how he gets on putting those in. Mohican. I thought a rogue flag at the bottom of the sea would be good as well. Come off a pirate ship, and I've got a shell and also a barrel because I feel like that would end up at the bottom of the sea as well. So quite a variety of parts. I don't know if we're going to get these into the mock before we go, but we might sit at the show during quiet times. Is that naive for me to think that there'll be quiet times? And add some of these parts in and just improve upon the mock. The one thing I do need to find that I haven't yet found is a flounder. So we've got a Sebastian from The Little Mermaid in the mock, but we don't have a flounder. And so I thought I'll go and have a look in the playroom, see if I can find flounder, because I know my girls have got at least one, maybe 2 or 3 of that. But their Lego isn't organised. I've shown you before their Lego. But I thought, whilst I'm there, I'll sort of grab up all of their mini dolls. And every now and then I just sort of pop them back into some sort of organisation. I asked them if they wanted them all sort of all in one bag, but they like to be able to see what they've got. So we've got all the different hairs separated. These dress pieces are a nightmare to store. They don't really fit in. And I found a lot of sort of severed head people. So I just put all of them, instead of like taking all the parts apart, I put those all together, so they just need heads adding. These are all made up as well. And then heads, arms, legs. So I will leave that for them for this weekend while we're away and see how destroyed it is when we get back. But I still need to find flounder, so I'm going to go to see if I can find him now. Okay, I have the little flounder ready to go. So that's what I was trying to achieve, and I had about 5 minutes before school pickup, so I thought I would like grab a few more of their minifigures. Turns out I'm going to need another storage box for them because there's no way that this is going to work. So I don't know, maybe this isn't the right solution for them, but we'll see. But they've got far too much access to Lego, and it's a real issue trying to manage it. But that's not a today problem because, like I say, I've only got 2 more minutes before the school run, and tomorrow we're off to Bricktastic. So I've got to spend this evening getting the house ready for a dog to arrive because Ian's parents are bringing their dog with them. So that'll take a while to get all the bits of Lego off the floor so it doesn't get eaten. I've got a pack for Bricktastic. I've got a pack for my mum to look after the kids on a different day. It's a bit stressful in the house today, but I'm really hoping that Bricktastic is going to be worth it. And also we've got to prep for the chickens being looked after because they're also not very well still. And it's just a long list. But that's kind of my sum up of preparations for Bricktastic. I do hope that you are able to come to the show and say hello, or check out our video, which will hopefully be next week, of the show. I'm going to do my best to capture it all because it's sounding like it's going to be a massive show, and I don't want you to miss out if you're not in the country or you can't get to the event. So I'll make sure that's up for you next week. So ultimately, with life comes a lot of stuff to do, with bigger Lego events, lots to do, and hopefully after this event we can capitalise on like our excitement from the event, which we didn't really do from Swindon, and actually get the parts and add more to our mock ready for the next event, as opposed to leaving it to the last minute as usual. And we can get systems in place for looking after the kids' Lego to make it an easier road from here on in. I say this a lot. So any tips, leave them in the comments. Also, if you want to see any of our previous videos that we've been dealing with, sort of organisation and a mess of Lego, then I'll link that playlist up for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. See you later!